So are you tired of your teammates always finding new ways to eat your flashes or not take advantage of your utility? Well, today I'm going to show you my favorite sets to throw while I'm solo queuing. This is team safe utility that even your lowest IQ teammates should be able to play off of. So let's go ahead and start with flashes, since they're always the pain point for random teammates. If you watch any professional match, they throw flashes like this all the time. Notice how Chopper's throwing these during the fight, giving his players an advantage as they're dueling the enemy players. However, if you throw something like this in your own games, no matter how clearly you calm it, one of your teammates is going to somehow stare it down and then complain. So let's just take that possibility away completely by making our flashes idiot-proof. So you can stand right here in this corner, holding for any sort of aggression that the CTs are having through that cross smoke. Once your teammates are moving up ramp, you're just going to do a simple jump throw at this dark mark along the side of the wall. And believe it or not, this flash is not going to blind your teammates at all. They could stand here and watch this thing land right behind it, and it's not going to full blind them. Same with someone all the way up ramp. They could watch it go all the way into here and still not get blind. Meanwhile, the enemies are going to absolutely eat this thing. Another very common, extremely important flash is the Inferno B-Site God Flash. You've seen this being thrown in almost every version of the game, and in every single version, no matter what skill level I'm at, my teammates somehow peak too early and eat this thing for breakfast. Now, while this is still a fantastic variation of the God Flash, because it's going to blind pretty much every angle on site, your teammates are going to have to turn from it. So that means at least one of your teammates, when you're solo queuing, is going to eat this thing and complain. So instead, come right here into this corner and do a simple left click throw towards the bottom left portion of this window right here, where it intersects with the top of this roof. That's going to end up going on the right side of this building, not blinding your teammates as they're pushing up, but it's going to have pretty much the exact same effect. It'll even blind people in CT with no reaction time. Now, before we dive into the rest of this video, I want to thank today's sponsor, Skins Monkey. So, Skins Monkey is an automated CS2 trading site that provides an instant way for you to get new skins. All you have to do is select your old skins that you don't want anymore and then pick out some fresh ones to trade for. It's as easy as that. And right now you could get a free $5 if you use code CSTactics on the site. And finally, you could get up to a 35% deposit bonus when using my code. So thanks again to Skins Monkey for sponsoring this video. Links in the description. So let's continue with more of these team-safe flashes. When it comes to Vertigo, you can never go wrong with the classic B-Site God Flash by aiming just above this yellow mark. That's not going to blind your teammates as they're running up, and it's going to destroy anyone playing on the backside of sight. Now, another flash that I like throwing as my teammates are just moving upstairs is I'm just going to aim above this yellow mark up to the top of this bar and do a simple left click throw with a flash that way. That's also not going to blind my teammates as they're running up, but it's going to hit these default areas a little bit better in my opinion. One thing I see way too little of are good flashes for a site. So what I recommend doing is going right here into this corner and doing a simple jump throw towards the middle right-hand side of this brick right here. That flash is going to go on the right side of this pillar, not full blinding your teammates, but it's going to destroy anyone back here towards the back side of a site, as well as all the way back here on cat. It's a really good flash to both take cat control and just to push up onto site with. So Ancient has my two favorite team safe flashes by far. I've shown them off numerous times, but I can't help but show them off again. Whenever you're hitting B, I recommend going right here into the middle of this X and just aiming towards the lower right-hand portion of this dark mark on the wall and doing a simple jump throw. This flash is going to end up landing on top of this pillar, and it's not going to full blind your teammates as they're pushing up, but anyone on the CT side of things is going to eat it. Another great team-safe flash you can throw is one that I see Donk throwing almost every time he entries onto the A-bomb site. You're just going to end up doing a run throw towards the back of this box, and it's going to land on this side of it, not blinding you or your teammates as you're moving out, but it's going to roast anyone here on back site or playing from Donut. So moving on over to our second favorite map starting with an A, let's look at Anubis. If my team is pushing onto the A-bomb site, I'm just going to get stuck right here into this corner and just bomb flashes right at this circle, this middle circle in the middle of this window, like this. This is a super easy flash to throw, and it's extremely team safe, as you can see. Unless you're playing with really fast teammates, it's going to be a while before they're getting blinded by these, and these things will roast most of the CTs in this position. So when it comes to Nuke, one of the most important team safe flashes that you can throw is from T-Roof. You're just going to go right on the side of this metal piece and do a simple jump throw at this nice little divot right here above the yellow fence. That's going to pop straight down, and it's going to not blind any of your teammates as they're pushing onto site, but it's going to destroy anyone up here in rafters, on heaven, or even if they're up top here on hut. When it comes to Mirage, I definitely recommend everyone knowing the good old-fashioned lamp flash. This is one of the easiest flashes that you can throw in the game, and it's super effective on anyone holding right outside of A main. However, it's not going to blind anyone that's holding a super tight angle like this from default, as well as it's not going to get anyone up on top of stairs that's actively peeking. So what I like to do is, instead of throwing it from right there, I'll just move back to this flat position and just aim at the corner of this part of the building and do a simple jump throw. Not only is that going to blind most of the things that you're going to want it to, such as this corner, but it's also going to get anyone that's close here on this default position completely blinded without any reaction time whatsoever, as well as anyone up on top of stairs is also going to get destroyed without much time to react. So what about other forms of utility? I recommend learning smokes and molotovs that are a bit less common. For example, since pretty much everyone at all skill levels understands how to smoke off CT cross, and bonus points if they know how to smoke off the boost specifically, I prefer smoking off coffins and letting my teammates handle throwing one of these two smokes. Now, the easiest way, in my opinion, to do that, and most effective, is by going right here into this corner. Notice it's the same one that we threw our B-Site God Flash from. You're just going to do a simple W jump throw at where this lighter portion intersects with the darker portion on the trim of this sign. That's going to end up going all the way up here. It's going to bank off of this back wall, and it's going to land on top of this area here on coffins. The reason I like this is because it expands up higher to where if they jump up on top of this portion of the coffin, they're not able to see. For example, whenever a normal coffin smoke is thrown, they're going to be able to see right over it if they jump up here. And sometimes, even when they're down here, they're able to see right through the smoke. The same thing can be applied to Vertigo. Most people are going to understand how to smoke off back sight with a smoke that lands something like this, covering both sides. So instead of throwing that, why not just go into the same spot you were throwing the flash from and just throwing a nice and simple elevator smoke combined with a W jump throw into this position for a Heaven Molotov. As you can see, we fully smoked off elevator and mollied off Heaven to pair up with this smoke that most of your teammates are going to know how to throw. When it comes to Mirage, at least someone on your team is probably going to know the mid-window smoke, and at the very least, they're going to be throwing the mid-cross smoke. These two are very common, so it may be a better idea, instead of throwing these two for your team, to just throw either a cat or a connector smoke. For example, if you want to smoke off connector, you can just do a simple jump throw at the second step up right here at this rug for a con smoke, and then a simple jump throw right here where the top of this roof intersects with the right side of this one for a good cat or short smoke. As you can see, this connector smoke has no gaps up on the top, and this cat connector smoke comes all the way out here, so they can't use this position as cover to swing you from. Since pretty much everyone knows some variation of the red room smoke, I recommend throwing something a little bit different instead and letting your teammates handle that. So what I like doing is throwing a B lurk smoke to put pressure early round. So I'll just go right here into the left side of this little column and spawn and doing a W jump throw in this top gap here along the wall. That's going to go all the way up, and it's going to end up landing right here towards the center right side of sight, denying any sort of long-range information for the CTs. It's generally going to bait out some sort of Molotov, or at the very least make them uncomfortable and condition them to where you can abuse this later on in the game. Since pretty much all of your teammates are going to be throwing a long cross smoke, sometimes when I play there's literally 4 smokes on this position at the same time, which is absurd. Maybe you'd use a molly instead. However, a lot of times you'll also have teammates that are mollying car off. So one molly that I have a lot of fun using and a lot of good results is by doing a nice run throw at the top of this palm tree as I'm running up. This molly lands on the back of these cat boxes, taking away this angle, because my teammates, for whatever reason, tend to have a very hard time fighting anyone that's posted up here. Since nowadays most people know how to throw some variation of the outside or secret smokes like this, I recommend, instead of participating in that, just going into this corner right here and taking a simple jump throw right at this position. That's going to end up going all the way through this window. You're going to want to make sure that it's broken out, and it's going to land in front of the vents here, threatening a vent drop. This is a great smoke to condition them with and just throw every single round. That way, the one round you do decide to do a fast vent drop, well, they're not going to be prepared for it. Since in almost every game, someone is going to know how to smoke off house and someone is going to know how to smoke off E-box, I recommend saving your smoke for something more important later on into the round. One of my absolute favorites is smoking off deep mid after you've taken bridge control. So I'll get right here into this corner and do a W jump throw at the bottom left of this little window to smoke this position off right here. That's going to be a perfect smoke for an A split, and if you don't take advantage of it, it's at the very least going to put a lot of pressure on the mid and A site players, drawing rotates and just a little bit of confusion. So yeah, these are some of my favorite pieces of utility to throw while I'm solo queuing. If you enjoyed this type of content, let me know down in the comments so I'll know to start a full map-specific solo queue series on the channel. Big thanks to all of my channel members that help me help you.